If you're over 60 and driving in the UK, you need to stop everything and listen to this right now. A new enforcement wave from the DVLA means police officers can now stop you instantly on the road, and what they're checking for could result in fines up to £1,000, points on your license, or even having your car taken away on the spot. This isn't a proposal. This isn't coming next year. This is happening right now across every county in the United Kingdom, and thousands of drivers have already been caught completely unaware. You might think your license is fine. You might believe you've done everything correctly, but there's a specific rule that applies only to drivers over 60, and if you've missed it, you could be breaking the law without even knowing it. The worst part? Ignorance is not a defense. The police don't need to give you a warning. They don't need to send you a reminder. They can pull you over, check your details on the spot, and issue penalties immediately. This affects everyone over 60 who holds a driving license in the UK, whether you drive every day or just once a week. It doesn't matter if you've been driving for 40 years without a single incident. It doesn't matter if you consider yourself a safe and responsible driver. What matters is whether you've complied with a specific DVLA regulation that most people don't even know exists until it's too late. And here's the truly frightening part. The DVLA has made it clear that they will not be sending out additional reminders or warnings. They expect you to know the rules. They expect you to take action on your own. And if you don't, the consequences fall entirely on you. We're talking about fines, penalty points, potential court appearances, invalidated insurance, and in some cases, losing your license entirely. Right now, across the UK, police forces have been given specific instructions to check older drivers more frequently. This isn't discrimination. This is enforcement of a legal requirement that exists specifically for your age group. And officers have the technology to verify your status within seconds during a routine traffic stop. If something doesn't match up, they have the authority to act immediately. So what exactly is this rule? Why does it only apply to drivers over 60? And more importantly, what do you need to do right now to make sure you're not the next person pulled over, fined, or worse? Stay with me, because what I'm about to explain could save you from a legal nightmare that thousands of UK drivers are facing this very moment. Let's start with the regulation itself. In the United Kingdom, your driving license does not last forever. Most people receive their first license in their late teens or early 20s, and it remains valid until they turn 70. But here's the critical detail that catches people out. Once you reach 70, your license automatically expires. It doesn't renew itself. It doesn't roll over. It simply becomes invalid. Now, if you're between 60 and 70, you might be thinking this doesn't apply to you yet. But that's where the danger lies. The DVLA requires you to renew your license when you turn 70, and the process must be started before your license expires. If you wait until after your 70th birthday and your license has already expired, you are technically driving illegally from that moment forward. But it gets more complicated. Even if you're 65 or 68, there are medical declarations and updates you may need to submit to the DVLA, depending on your health conditions. Certain illnesses, medications, or physical changes must be reported by law, and failing to do so can invalidate your license even if it hasn't technically expired yet. This is the part that most people miss. They assume that as long as their plastic card hasn't reached the expiration date, they're fine. But if your health status has changed and you haven't informed the DVLA, you could already be driving illegally. The police are now equipped with mobile systems that allow them to check your license status during any traffic stop. They don't need to suspect you of speeding or dangerous driving. A routine check at a traffic light, a random stop on a country road, or even a check while you're parked can reveal if your license is invalid. And once that happens, the officer has the legal right to prohibit you from driving your vehicle any further. Imagine this scenario. You're driving home from the shops. You've done nothing wrong. You're under the speed limit, wearing your seatbelt, completely sober. A police car pulls up behind you and signals you to stop. The officer approaches, asks for your license, and scans it with a handheld device. Within seconds, the system shows that your license expired 2 months ago, or that you failed to declare a medical condition. Right there, on the side of the road, your car can be seized. You can be fined. you can be reported for prosecution. And worst of all, your car insurance becomes void immediately. Let's talk about that insurance issue, because this is where it becomes truly devastating. Every car insurance policy in the UK requires that you hold a valid driving license. If your license is invalid for any reason, your insurance is automatically null and void. That means if you're involved in an accident, even one that's not your fault, your insurance company will refuse to pay out. You'll be personally liable for all damages, all injuries, and all legal costs. We're talking about potential bills in the tens of thousands of pounds. And it's not just about the money. Driving without valid insurance is a criminal offence in the UK. It carries a fixed penalty of £300 and 6 penalty points. But if the case goes to court, you could face an unlimited fine, a driving ban, and even having your vehicle destroyed. This is not an exaggeration. UK law is very clear on this point. Now, some of you might be thinking, surely the DVLA sends reminders. Surely they let you know when your license is about to expire. And yes, they do send a renewal notice, usually around 90 days before your 70th birthday. But here's the problem. That notice goes to the address they have on file. If you've moved house and didn't update your address with the DVLA, that letter never reaches you. If it gets lost in the post, there's no second letter. If you're away on holiday or in hospital when it arrives, you might miss it entirely. The DVLA does not follow up. They do not call you. They do not send text messages or emails unless you've specifically signed up for digital reminders. They send one letter and that's it. After that, the responsibility is entirely yours. And if your license expires without you renewing it, you are immediately breaking the law the moment you sit behind the wheel. There's another layer to this that makes it even more urgent. The DVLA has significantly increased its data sharing arrangements with police forces across the UK. This means that automatic number plate recognition cameras, known as ANPR, can now cross-reference your vehicle registration with your driver license status in real time. If the system flags a mismatch, it alerts nearby patrol cars instantly. You could be flagged and pulled over without ever realizing you were on their radar. This technology is being rolled out nationwide. It's already active in major cities like London, Manchester, Birmingham, and Glasgow, and it's expanding into rural areas every month. The days of assuming you'll slip through the cracks are over. The system is designed to catch you, and it's getting better at it every single day. Let's address the medical declaration side of this, because it's just as serious. UK law requires that you inform the DVLA of any medical condition that could affect your ability to drive safely. This includes diabetes, heart conditions, epilepsy, strokes, severe arthritis, dementia, Parkinson's disease, certain mental health disorders, and even conditions like sleep apnea or frequent dizzy spells. Many people over 60 develop one or more of these conditions, and their doctors may not explicitly tell them that they need to report it to the DVLA. Your GP is not responsible for informing the DVLA. That responsibility lies entirely with you. And if you fail to report a notifiable condition, your license can be revoked retroactively. That means every journey you've made since developing that condition could be considered illegal. And here's the truly terrifying part. If you're involved in an accident and it comes to light that you had a medical condition you didn't declare, you could be prosecuted for dangerous driving, even if the condition had nothing to do with the accident. The courts take this extremely seriously, and the penalties can include prison time in severe cases. So what do you need to do right now? First, check your driving license. Look at the expiration date. If you're approaching 70, or if you've already passed 70 and can't remember renewing your license, you need to act immediately. Do not wait. Do not assume it's been done. Check the physical card or log into the DVLA website to verify your license status. If your license has expired, you must stop driving immediately and apply for a renewal. You can do this online, by post, or by visiting a post office that offers DVLA services. The online process is the fastest and usually takes about a week, but it can take longer if there are complications or if the DVLA needs additional information from you. When you renew your license at 70, you'll need to complete a medical declaration. This is a self-assessment where you confirm that you're medically fit to drive and that you don't have any notifiable conditions. Be honest. Lying on this form is a criminal offense. If you're unsure whether a condition is notifiable, check the DVLA's official list on the gov.uk website or speak to your doctor. If you do have a medical condition that needs to be declared, don't panic. In many cases, the DVLA will still allow you to keep your license, sometimes with restrictions like shorter renewal periods or requirements to submit medical reports. But you must declare it. Hiding it is not worth the risk. Next, make sure your address is up to date with the DVLA. If you've moved house at any point and didn't update your details, do it now. This ensures that you'll receive all future correspondence, including renewal notices and any important updates. Also, consider signing up for email reminders if the DVLA offers them, or set a personal reminder on your phone or calendar for a few months before your next renewal date. Don't rely solely on the DVLA to remind you. Take control of your own compliance. Now let's talk about what happens if you've already been caught. If police have stopped you and discovered that your license is invalid, you'll likely be issued a TOR, which stands for Traffic Offense Report. This is a formal notice that you're being reported for a motoring offense. Depending on the severity, you may receive a fixed penalty notice or be summoned to court. If it's your first offense and there are mitigating circumstances, such as a genuine mistake or a postal error, you may be able to get the penalty reduced or even dismissed. But you'll need evidence. Keep records of any correspondence with the DVLA, proof of address changes, medical letters, anything that supports your case. You should also contact your car insurance company immediately. Explain the situation and ask whether your policy is still valid. In some cases, insurers may offer a grace period or allow you to backdate coverage once your license is renewed, but this is not guaranteed. If your insurance has been voided, you must not drive until it's reinstated. If your car was seized by police, you'll need to pay a recovery fee and a daily storage charge to get it back. These fees start at around £150 and increase every day your car remains in the pound. You'll also need to provide proof of a valid license and insurance before your vehicle is released. This entire situation can spiral very quickly into a financial and legal disaster. And the saddest part is that it's almost entirely preventable. All it takes is a few minutes to check your license status, update your details, and submit any necessary declarations. But the broader issue here is awareness. The DVLA and the UK government have not done enough to educate older drivers about these requirements. Yes, the rules exist. Yes, they're legally binding, but the communication has been poor and the enforcement has ramped up dramatically without a corresponding increase in public information campaigns. That's why videos like this are so important. That's why you need to share this information with every driver over 60 that you know. Your parents, your spouse, your friends, your neighbors, anyone who might be at risk needs to hear this message before it's too late. There are also broader implications for mobility and independence. For many older people, driving is not just a convenience. It's a lifeline. It's how they get to medical appointments, how they visit family, how they maintain their independence and dignity. Losing a license, especially unexpectedly, can be emotionally devastating and socially isolating. That's why it's so important to get ahead of this. Don't wait until you're forced off the road. Don't wait until you're hit with fines or penalties. Take action now, while you still have control over the situation. If you're struggling with the renewal process, ask for help. Many local councils and charities offer assistance with DVLA applications. Age UK, for example, has advisors who can guide you through the process, step by step. There's no shame in asking for help. What matters is that you get it done. And if you're no longer medically fit to drive, as hard as that may be to accept, it's better to surrender your license voluntarily than to risk causing an accident or facing criminal prosecution. There are other options for staying mobile, including community transport schemes, volunteer driver services, and concessionary travel passes. The DVLA rule for over 60s is not designed to punish you. It's designed to ensure that everyone on the road is safe and legally compliant. But the way it's enforced and the lack of clear communication has turned it into a trap for thousands of unsuspecting drivers. You now have the information you need to protect yourself. You know what the rule is. You know why it exists. You know what the consequences are if you ignore it. And most importantly, you know what steps to take right now to make sure you're on the right side of the law. Don't let this be something you deal with later. Don't assume it won't happen to you. The police are out there right now, equipped with the technology and the authority to stop you and check your license on the spot. And if something's wrong, there's no talking your way out of it. Check your license today, update your details, declare any medical conditions, renew before it's too late, and share this message with everyone you know who might be affected. It could be the most important thing you do this week. Driving is a privilege, not a right, and with that privilege comes responsibility. The DVLA expects you to know the rules and follow them. The police are ready to enforce them, and the courts will not show leniency if you failed to comply. Your freedom, your finances, and your future are all at stake. Don't let a simple administrative oversight destroy everything you've worked for. Take control, take action, and make sure that the next time you're behind the wheel, you're doing it legally, safely, and with complete peace of mind. This is your warning. This is your chance to get it right. Don't waste it.